Thank you all for being here today for Fei's presentation. It's my great honor to introduce Lin Fei Fei to you all. I had the pleasure of meeting Fei about 7 years ago at a small art fair in this region, and I was so taken by her work. It really stood out from the other artists, so much so that my husband and I purchased 5 small works from her. And we've gone on to commission a work from her and then add other pieces to the collection. So I'm really excited to be able to share Lin Fei Fei's experience with you all today. Fei is a Chinese-born painter and muralist, and she's based here in Sacramento. In 2016, Fei was named one of 10 contemporary Chinese artists of the future by the Wang Shikuo Foundation in Beijing, and her work has been shown internationally. She's also studied printmaking at the Oslo National Academy in Oslo, Norway. She's best known for her large-scale paintings and murals, which often have few colors, and they have recurring themes of darkness and self-discovery and the human experience and emotions. Fei is also the co-founder and creative director of A Space in Between, which is a nonprofit multidisciplinary arts organization here in Sacramento. And we have some flyers out on the table in front about the organization, and we'd like you to pick those up on your way out today. So please join me in introducing my friend, or welcoming my friend, Lin Fei Fei. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for coming to my speech this afternoon. My name is Lin Fei Fei. I'm an artist based in Sacramento. My journey as an artist started way up north in China. Some of you may already know who I am, but for those new faces, I'm really thrilled and honored to be able to share my stories with you. I was born the year of Bunny, right when China was transitioning from one-child policy. Because I have an older sister, that's why the government allows the family to have a chance to be able maybe to have a boy. My family, being from the countryside, had to go to great length to ensure they could have a boy to carry on the family name. They even jokingly considered swapping me with our neighbors who have 2 boys. It's true. They almost did it, but I'm here today. I was brought up tough and raised like a boy. Without shedding a tear, playing in the mud and fighting boys feel very natural for me. I embraced the short hair and rebellious attitude and challenges everywhere I went. It wasn't until high school that I had this aha moment, realized, hey, I'm a girl after all. Life is full of surprises, isn't it? From a young age, I always know I want to be an artist, particularly a fashion designer. Growing up in a village, we have limited resources and only a black and white TV, and we share with the whole village. I would watch the TV and these stunning models work on the fashion runway show and dream of creating my own masterpieces. And that time, I know America, but I think America is only the rest of the whole world. So I made a decision to study art and dedicate my life to it. My parents sent me far away to study until high school. And then I decided to pursue my dream at the best art school in China, the Luxun Academy of Fine Arts. But it wasn't an easy journey. In China, there was a system where the last examination from high school determined your destiny and your family's expectations. Many people, including my own relatives, tried to pursue my parents and not to let me go to the art school because they believe that as a girl and artist, there's no way you have a future. So in their expectations, I should stay at home, get married, and take care of the family. There's nothing wrong with that expectation, but I know that is not me. But I didn't let this discourage me. I worked tirelessly, barely getting any sleep, and gave my all to pass the exams. And my hard work paid off. I was accepted in the painting department in China at Luxun Academy as the 7th in the entire country. Thank you. Thank you. I cherish this opportunity and know it was my time and destiny to shine. It is incredible to think that during my time in China, I didn't even have the chance to go to any bars or experience the typical college life. But I was dedicated to my craft and determined to make the most of my education. And thanks to my amazing parents who worked hard to provide our family of 8, I was given the opportunity to pursue my passion. I worked my way through college and securing every scholarship I could find, and even had the chance to travel to Norway and other European countries for my studies. And after completing, sorry guys, I forgot to do this showing. It's kind of boring here, but okay, so this is the front page, nothing exciting. But now you're funny. That's why I choose this as the front one as the introduction, because it's really informal for me, as it's not like a official art project for me, but I started for fun and continue listen to the story. You will understand why. I was innocent once. After completing my master's degree in fine arts, I finally made my way to America. The culture shocks me incredibly, and I was amazed to see women driving trucks even that could move a whole village. I was shocked by the freedom to make fun of politicians without getting into troubles. I couldn't believe that children in America could sue their parents if they were not treat them right. It's really incredible for me because, you know, Asian kids always been beaten when we grow up. It's like a daily life. It was a whole new experience for me, and I realized that I arrived in the land of freedom. But let me explain why I believe this title doesn't define who I am. It is because I used to be more innocent, like a blank canvas with no tattoos. On the outside, I may look like a typical sweet Asian girl and with sweet attitude. However, my art is completely different. My artistic process a powerful range of skills. I constantly strive to prove a large-scale paintings and trying to prove as a little girl is not just what meets the eyes. Unfortunately, these stereotypical issues exist everywhere I go. So I started doing this not your bunny concept. And I receive a lot of amazing feedback from different audience and people from different cultural background. It really encouraged me to start to do more of Not Your Bunny art theme. So unfortunately, this concept of judgment, of stereotype, exists everywhere as we tend to categorize and label things based on perceived notions. That's why I choose the bunny theme. And bunny seems like sweet and weak on the outside, but bunny also can bite. So I did this mural, the first mural on the left side in Sacramento at my old studio called White Point. It's a big bunny and facing back to the audience. But if you look at the detail of the ears, it's been trodden off, like beaten off. And people will ask me, oh, this is such a cute, fluffy bunny. But I say, hey, look at the ears. And they will ask me a question, why? I will tell them because this bunny really trying to fight, you know, trying to fight to get food and, you know, be a badass on the street. So that's how I start this Not Your Bunny theme. And after all, I started to do Not Your Bunny theme across the country. So next chapter, I will talk about the transitioning of my artwork. Now, let's drive into the heart of my artwork. During my time in China, both in college and pursue my master's degree, my art relevant to around vibrant energy of life. I was inspired by nature and used bold brushstrokes and then large grain colors to create powerful paintings on a grand scale. And believe or not, every single piece I created sold like hotcakes. I was a successful kid supporting not only myself, but my family as well. When I moved to America, I was blown away by the freedom and liberty that surrounded me. It sparked a deeper connection of life and death. I realized here I could explore taboo subject matters that were off limits in China. Topics like sexuality, darkness, and death become the fuel for my artistic life and continuation. This led me to embark on a new artistic journey titled The Distance Between Black and White. So The Distance Between Black and White, it was a project that developed into the profound connection between spirituality and humanity. I poured my heart and soul into it for years, only to have it constantly continue with outbreak of COVID-19. Talk about the bad timing. The exhibition opened for just 10 days before everything shutting down and leaving the world in a shock. But life is all about embracing mistakes and taking risks. I had nearly 300 paintings, and including a series called Melted Masks, all reflecting the dark aspect of life. But the show was a successful event even for the special circumstances. I sold 80% of my artwork. The most importantly, I gained a huge following with my fans and art collectors. But I didn't let this setback hold me back. During this time, I started to explore different medias and collaborations with a wide range of artists from different backgrounds. I felt so alive, creating possibilities and explore different directions. Figurative subjects matters have always been at the forefront of my artwork, as I'm very fascinated by people and the way we connect in the universe. As an artist, I believe it is my responsibility to bring up those topics and create conversation with audience. I'm no longer limiting myself to just one thing. My art reaches into music and film, fashion installations, public murals, and so much more. It is an endless source of inspiration that support both me and my career. I've come to realize that life has bigger plans for me to pursue, and I'm excited to see where this artistic journey takes me next. And these images are from my solo exhibition before COVID happened. So I work with almost 10 artists from different countries and creating over 300 work. It's all about black and white, have performance, installations, and films. And also I start developing this skull series. And this is art installation. Basically, I paint the mural of the skull and work with artists from San Francisco. So he did this digital live creature form. So it's interact with people's emotion when you stand in front of the mural. And skull always been a main subject matters in my work. And I believe in skull in different cultures represents death and the end of life. But for me, I consider as our house of the brain and our foundation to creating things. And everybody shares the same kind of structure, no matter where you come from or what kind of cultural background you have. So I also creating a series of mural called Introspection. This too is in New York, which is very crazy because in this building I painted, actually, when I finished the mural, the artist tell me this used to be Basquiat work here. I was so blown away. And it's in the Soho area. You know, in New York, it's very crazy if you don't really like paint the murals at that length. A couple days later, somebody gonna cover it up. But 2 years later, like somebody still like trying to share the picture of this mural still exists, and people seems like really love it. And even though I think it's kind of really dark during COVID, I pinned this, but it seems like very fitting in New York. And now they build a new art hotel next to it. And these two murals is on 18th and L in Sacramento. And this is the first introspection mural I painted in Mexico City. And actually, I painted this one probably around 6 hours and finished the whole thing. I painted really fast too, you know, and really quick. Because the reason I choose a lot like black and white, and I also want to challenge myself what I can do with limited colors and materials, what I can do wherever I go. So that black and white theme through like 4 years of my art journey. In Mexico is very crazy because when we got there to find our materials, everything is incredible cheap, but I cannot find the right brush to paint it at Mexico Home Depot, I guess. So, so basically, I literally like picked some like branches on the street and borrowed some like broom from the neighbor to finish this mural. And this building actually almost over 100 years old. And this is introspection in Guatemala. I think I pronounced wrong, but the Guatemala, I guess. Yeah, so this wall is a historical wall, and I choose 3 models. Actually, the middle figure here is an artist from Sacramento. So it's a celebration of life and the woman. And this long mural, this image is part of the long mural I painted in Denver Art District. And also I do some historical commercial murals too. And this one is based in the downtown Roseville. And also these 2 models, like actually 3 models, they're from Sacramento too. So when I paint figurative paintings, I usually use my friends or family as references. So this is, I started to use colors, and it feels quite amazing actually. And the subject matters is all about a woman and the beauty of woman, and also the dark side of our humanity. And these 2 paintings, on the left side actually is called Angry Princess. When I painted when I was like 20 something, so it's quite a long time ago. And it's large scale. Basically, this little princess holds a paper, toilet paper. So when I painted, remember clearly, I was frustrated in China because, you know, I trying to like speak freedom about my art and what I believe, and you know, school not allowed it, the whole society not allowed it. You can not even say any bad words. So I feel like I'm like a little like struggled like little girl. I don't know what to do and how or which way to express myself. So that little princess is like a representation of many of me in China, especially as a woman. There isn't a lot of freedom or opportunities to pursue your dream. So the one on the right is my recent piece. It's a Japanese name, Sadori. Basically means hope. And some of my artwork, I use a lot of references of graffitis on the street. And my background training is as like a master degree in Renaissance art, actually. So when I grew up, I have a lot of academic training, like how to paint things like really, really, really good, or just look like the image. And when I went to Italy, actually, study the art and the masters, and I learned a great deal about lighting. But after all, I decided to focus on graffiti art because I like the freedom of like you just like couple quick hours, you're just on the street and you do a quick syrup. Syrup, I think is right, yeah. But syrup in America also means syrup. But I recently learned syrup is amazing word. I love it. So I like the feeling of syrup, and then because in a short time you can be able to quickly express who you are. You can see whatever you want to. So a lot of brush strokes on my recent paintings actually it come from graffitis. So I will build a construction on my painting and then put on the faces, expressions on it. Sometimes it's quite hard to paint paintings like this. It's just like I have to sit in there for hours just to see like how accurate, how confident I can go. So one brush strokes maybe take me like a couple hours even, or days. I will think, okay, now it's time. I will just do a quick syrup and then leave it as it is, and leave the raw and leave the emotions. I want to bring people in, I want people feel something. I don't want to do art like before, it's just like a still and quiet. I want to bring that to people and feel alive. So my recent painting is quite interesting. I love it because I use a lot like raw brush strokes and bold lines and vibrant colors, and the painting is pretty thick actually. The next chapter, I'm gonna talk about a little bit about my personal life. So I titled Love, Lost, and Life. So in the year of 2020, COVID-19 pandemic, it was a time filled with challenges and uncertainty for everyone. But in the middle of chaos, something extraordinary happened. I met the love of my life, Chris Yarish. He wasn't just an ordinary person, but a true remarkable individual and a local legend in the restaurant industry. His passion for my work and his genuine support for the community really inspired me. On the last one, actually, we went to the Rammstein concert, which is like our favorite band. Anyway, together, we start an incredible journey and filled with love and joy for adventures and shared passions as we explored our creative as a couple and partners. We become each other's best friends. Our connection grows stronger and closer together every day. We admire each other's dedication and share a vision for making a meaningful impact on the world. This special person transformed my perspective of life and art. He showed me the true meaning of love and purpose. Together, we built a vibrant community of friends and family and fellow artists. This inspired us to create our own nonprofit art space called A Space in Between. The name came to during a trip in Carmel, California, as we explored a gallery featuring photographies of Tibetan monks. We both attracted by this stunning image that features a young man with closed eyes and seamlessly transported to a different dimension. We connect deeply with the artist and his story, and sharing his philosophy of embracing truth between creativities and spirituality. It was in that in-between moment that we found this awakening connection. So the concept about in-between, I want to talk about this quickly, is deeply rooted in Asian culture. As you can see, like the design look like a house. So in the black square, on the top is an A, but look like a Chinese character, like a human. And on the left, like Z and the middle, so you can see A space in between. So it's look like a house, how people doing creativities under the roof. So the concept of a space in between is deeply rooted in Asian culture known as ma in Japanese. In Chinese, we call it jian. It celebrates the space and interval between objects and moments or events. It invites us to appreciate beauty and significance of emptiness and finding harmony in the balance between presence and absence. Inspired by this powerful concept, we collaborated with a diverse range of local and international artists and leaving a lasting impact on the art scene. As we nurtured our individual career and pursued shared projects, we even began to start a family together. I feel like I had discovered our purpose in life, and life couldn't be more fulfilling. However, destiny had a different plan, and just 3 days before Chris was set to meet my parents in China last summer, a tragic car accident took him away from us. It was a devastating blow that left me shocked and filled with tears and sadness. I lost my soulmate and who have been every part of my life. So there was time I lost direction and purpose. I don't know what to do with myself and what to do without him. But that was a very, very difficult time. I want to express my deepest gratitude to those who stood by my side during this difficult time. My family, my friends become my guiding line, saved me from the depths of desperation. Life has its up and down, its challenges and surprises, but throughout, I've learned to cherish every moment and be grateful for what we have. And my instinct tells me I have to keep going. I have to carry on. After accident, I made the uplifting decision to return to Sacramento and continue to not only my personal journey, but our shared project. So a space in between with unwavering support of our dear friends and community. Friends like Skip and Shannon and Clement, my team over here, Midori and Jen. We have so many people in the community come to me and support me to reopen the gallery. I'm very, very grateful and thank you. Thank you guys. And we start a new chapter filled with hope and positivity. Although Chris may no longer physically be present here, but I believe his spirit continues to be a significant part of our lives. I'm thrilled to share that our space have already welcomed over 10,000 individuals who have embraced the beauty and collaboration with more than 100 artists across the country and the globe. This is the images of our space. And this is our team and with artists. And this is the first grand opening exhibition we worked with Mother Cooper, she's really famous, world famous reward photographer from New York. And it's also 20th anniversary of 9/11. So we did the grand opening with Mother Cooper, and that's how we opened our space. Our space is about like 12,000 square feet inside, and another 5,000 square feet out of the courtyard. And in the courtyard, we cover with murals from artists like from different countries. And we also did a lot of public events and community meetings and celebrations. I guess I continue reading this. So I want to take this moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for being here today and lending your ears to my story. a special thank you goes to amazing team at Kingsley Club and incredible staff at Crocker Art Museum. And also thank you for everybody support me through the years since I moved to Sacramento. And thank you for all the opportunities. So at the end, I want to say something maybe to the young kids here, because I'm not young anymore. I think I have the authority to say that now. So do not ever allow anyone or anything to put you in a conceptual box. There is no you must become this or you must become that. You can become anything as long as your mind is free and not preoccupied with ideas from parents, government, society, advertising, or propaganda. Let us always remember that art has the remarkable ability to transform lives. Together, let's continue to create and inspire and make a positive impact. And thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Fei, for that presentation. Enjoyed it so much. We have some time for questions, and if folks have questions, I can try to get this mic to work and come out into the audience and take questions. Okay. Let's see. Is this? Oh, I think it's working now. Perfect. So questions, anyone? Oh, somebody must. Oh, there's right over there. Let me get my exercise here.
Art is beautiful and very unique.
Thank
And
you.
I wondered, is it acceptable in China?
It depends. So that's a really good question. So actually, I haven't shown my parents or my teacher professors like for years my new work because it's dark and the topic is like very taboo in China. So it's not allowing to show even if anything related to sexuality, especially at this period. The politics is very strict and it's very limited for artists to express themselves. Yes.
Oh, Fei, the question was, where is your studio here in town?
It's on 14th and C Street. Yeah. It's a big, great building. It's very like humble look at the outside, but inside is amazing. Trust me.
Oh, another question here.
What do we have? What are we looking forward to in your studio? Do you have a show? What's coming up?
So, thank you for the question. So we had a grand opening actually last Saturday. A new group exhibition celebrates spring and flowers. So this show gonna go to until April 28th, and our gallery hours is 12 to 6 Friday and Saturdays. If you want to make a special tour, you can just email us. But we have over 200 different paintings from the past and also the current one. I think you're gonna enjoy it. Any
Other question here.
Thank you for your wonderful sharing of your life in China. I wanted to say ni hao.
Oh, 你好. Thank you, 谢谢.
I want to know where you met the Tibetan monks.
The painting, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's in Carmel. So it's in a photography gallery. I cannot remember the name, but I saw this image actually. That's how it inspired us to have a name for our studio and gallery called A Space in Between.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, how does it feel to be an American?
Oh, I'm typically not American, I guess. But I live here long enough, I feel like I'm part of it. It's really interesting to me as a foreigner. I feel I'm more like Californian than America. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. Thank you. So I think it's really amazing. Like, it's very, very powerful compared to where I come from, because here you have a lot of freedom to be who you are and what you want, and people really don't care in a way, and you not gonna get in trouble if you are, talk bad about like politicians and even get tattoos is okay, So I love it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick here for a while. Yeah, thank you.
Other questions? Oh, there's right over here.
I just had a question about the political climate here, which in some sense seems to resemble the political climate in China and other more totalitarian regimes. Are you and your, I guess you call it your crew, thinking about that and what's coming up this year and all the things that are going on? What was that?
Well, I'll be honest with you, I don't know how to answer. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really into politicians. Like, I
that.
care about it, but
But
I don't know how
I understand,
to.
but you're talking about the rights that you did not have in China,
Yeah.
and there seems to be a group of people that would like to have that happen here. That's fine.
I think I'm okay with that question, so I'm sorry.
That's okay, no problem.
So thank you very much for your sharing
Thank you.
today and your openness to life. I'm wondering how you got, why Sacramento? How did that happen? Of all of the places you could have landed, can you give us some idea?
Sure, of course. Thank you for the question. I mean, I have this question people ask me all the time, and I constantly ask myself every day too. Like when I'm here, But it's very funny. Like I come here because opportunities and also love make me stay here. Had my partner here. But the past few years I've been travel a lot, but I constantly come back here as home base, and I love the people here. And for me, it's the first station I came to America, and I feel so welcome by the community. I have so many supporters and collectors and friends, and I feel like a home. So no matter where I go, I think I consider Sacramento as a home. But maybe, yes. Thank you. Thank you.
No more? I just have one quick question, Fei.
Yeah.
The mural work that you've done outside of this area in Mexico City and New York and Denver, how did that come about? Is it through relationships that you have with other artists or with organizations that sponsor? How did that come about?
Okay, I'm glad you asked this question. Yeah, so this is very important mural tour I did with Chris, actually. So during COVID, the world is all shutting down, but we're like two little bad kids. We start to travel, I mean, bad, but we are happy to do some things like this. So we start to travel to New York and Mexico and Denver. I mean, few cities in Mexico. So we are self-funded. So wherever we go, we're gonna contact local friends and artists, and we're gonna ask what business need have some kind of decoration. So we buy our own materials, and sometimes they provide us food, which is totally cool. So we're gonna work together. He's a businessman, but at the end of the trip, we did almost 8 murals, and he become like a half painter. So I'm very proud of that. So that mural project is talking about like reflection of ourselves. I guess during COVID, everybody facing different challenges based on your own lives, and I want people to come to my mural to have a moment to stop and look at the face and reflect who they are as a person. So that's why another reason I paint a lot black and white figuratives, and because especially coming to America, making me have a awakening of, even though I can see so many faces and people have different cultural background, different colors, and speak different languages, but I believe we are human as one. And that's why I choose only black and white for a period of time. And for that period of time doing the introspection murals, only can see just a 10 little bit color because I'm trying to putting on faces anybody can relate to. So that was 8 murals for this theme, and I had fun, and a lot of people love it. Instead, actually, a lot of people, scholars, trying to contact me from Mexico. They want to read article about it, especially the mural. This thing doesn't work, but it's like cannot go back. But there's a mural have like 3 faces and have 3 girls like faces coming out. So that building actually is very important historical building, and I was really honored they gave me the wall to paint. So they're gonna stay there for a while. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Thank you all for coming, and Fei, thank you very much for sharing with us.